everybody, my name is Farmer Phil, and in today's video, it's a teleport kind of day. To be honest, I don't know what's going to be in today's video, but it's mostly just going to be driving the teleporter around the yard, moving things and tidying. We're in the new 531-70 teleporter. We've had it now 2 weeks, I think. Really starting to get in on it, and I love it. Brilliant. It's big, it's quite long, it's quite nimble to turn around stuff, but I'm always a bit afraid of just how far out the bucket is from me sitting here in comparison to the 520-50. So what is on today's menu? Well, we have to feed the cattle, we have tidying up to do, we've stuff to move and bits to do. Father Phil has taken the 520, so the smaller teleporter, to the out farm to dry the beans, which has left me that I can't do everything I need to do. First of all being feeding the cattle, which you will see. How we start off? I suppose we'll go around and we'll push into the cattle first. So I've all, look, it's 12 o'clock now, but we've been up, push into the cattle, I'll push into them again before I start feeding, just to make sure everything is in front of them. The pumpkin patch is on, so I had to do a bit this morning, first day of the pumpkin patch. So yeah, we will go around and get the cattle fed first. So this is one of the biggest issues at the minute. So I can't really push in. Yeah, no, I'm not going to be able. The teleporter is just too big, the bucket's too big to do this shed. It's easy enough in the sheds where you can drive alongside it, but I cannot do it in this shed, and there's both ends of it. So yeah, this is how I've been pushing in. Just can't get that. You can get the telly into the shed, but you can't push the silage in, not like with the small telly, because Father Phil has it gone down to manual labour. So I have to do this twice a day, well, 3 times a day. I'll do this again this evening after we have them fed, and again tomorrow morning, and again the night before I feed them. We are looking at more implements for the telly. We have our shear bucket ordered, so it'll be 2 weeks coming. But we want to get a wheel or a sled, is that what you call it, for pushing in. Not that there'd be any addition in here, I don't think. Maybe it would. Keep going and push in. Just gathered up a bit of rubbish after I pushed in there. So just packing down into the skip. So we have the skip for farm waste and for stuff coming out of the house when we get that far. But we seem to be keeping it full of farm waste and workshop waste, cardboard and plastic packaging. Absolute killer. You think by now they'd have figured out a better way of packaging stuff for sending it. It just wasn't so waste intensive. Just shove it down into it. Make space. Oh. What should I do? Right. We'll make a start at the feeding. I want to put the 3075 onto the the diet feeder. So we were re-rolling yesterday for silage. This pipe here is leaking just out of there. Now, then maybe going to find the 17. Nah, it's loose. Always beats me how these things get loose. She was absolutely horsing it out. So hopefully now. I was afraid of pulling threads. I'd say that should be pretty good now. Hopefully that solves the problem. I turn it on, see it's a leak. Now we're running and we have no leak. So we have the diet feeder on and running. So first in is a beet. So pile of fresh beet. I don't know whether to have the camera behind me or in front of me. It's just probably more interesting. So I have me thing engaged. So it's on a wee switch at the back here for the bucket rattling, which you just push the third button or the bottom button on the joystick and then go left or right, and she works away green. So the diet feeder, we have is just over 100 bulls on the finishing ration. Right, we feed 100 bulls in the diet feeder, just over it. So starting off with 500 kilos of beat, they're only on beat, not that terrible long. Just flick that switch and put the brake on disengage the drive. So what we do now is we put in the beat, we put in a bit of straw, we put in some bean straw, and then we let all chew away there while we go around the yard and feed the heifers and feed the bullocks that are going back out. We have no weanlings in as of yet, but we probably won't be too long before we have them in. We'll bring it to about 3.5 ton altogether. Probably add another 500 kilos of barley, and then 2.5 ton of silage. That's what the mix is currently. They seems to be cutting the straw better with the beat now in it. I think I'm after dumping too much of that. Let's see what way we have. Some bean straw in front of barley here. Also see now how the meal shed has got on building. Father Phil was talking to someone who said they feed bean straw to their finishing cattle, and also the comments in the last video where we cut the beans while we do it them, someone said feeding it was a good job. So we've decided to start feeding it, and well, the cattle aren't turning their nose up at it anyways, so we just put that all in and we let that chew away with the knives in the feeder, chop up the beet, chop up the straw, and leave it short. Sister's looking for me here now, so I'll go see what's wrong. So I had to go and take pictures with people who were at the pumpkin patch and myself coffee. But now the problem I have, you see, oh yeah, it's you know, there's no cup holder, so I can't put my coffee anywhere. So that is a bit frustrating. Try not to spill it everywhere either. So as you can tell by the lovely pit face we are currently keeping, because Father Phil has the small telly, yeah, we can't use the shear bucket. Also, the shear bucket we have doesn't fit this. The adapter, we bought an adapter for Euro, or for this to Euro brackets, so we can use any of the loader brackets for the 6480. But yeah, we don't have a shear bucket or that. So I have a shear bucket ordered. It's going to be here in 2 weeks. It's a 225 in width, so it's the same width as the teleporter, which is going to be quite nice, I hope. So we'll feed the heifers here. Heifers are only in a few days now, so they are. Their rotation was just out of grass. Later on, all going to plan, we're going to clean out the passageway the bullocks, the shed the bullocks are in, and we're going to get rid of the last of the dung out onto where the heifers are after coming out of. Michael had spread all the dung so far, and there's about a load left in the pit, which we get rid of out there. While the beet and that is chopping, we run around and we feed the heifers, who are just on silage at the minute, and the bullocks, they're also just on silage. When we put in weanlings and we have the rest of the barriers cleared out, we will expand them all onto the diet feeder with a bit of straw, probably beans to increase the protein, and probably a small nip of barley, just to make sure they have good power in the food. I feel like I need to get WD-40 because this squeaking in the chair is very much annoying me. Talking it out, the pit now isn't just that terrible tasty, but it's only going to be for another couple of days till the telly comes home, and then we'll be able, the small telly comes home, and then we'll be able to go back to using the shear bucket for that job, which will simplify that for us. So yeah. Another See what's in it too. Like 200 kilos in that one now. Pretty tight turning, so it is. For the size of it, it turns damn near as quick on the spot as the small telly. The only difference being that the length of this teleporter just leaves it a little bit less manoeuvrable in a shed round pillars and that. But it bloody well turns quite sharp. This is the hardest bit. Since we changed the diet feeder, we can't really get into this shed. So we have to lay it off outside the shed, then push it in. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? Do you go with a sled, which is just your wedge and it pushes either side of it, or go with a set of double wheels that you can push either side? Because yeah, we don't know which one will be best, especially for this shed to get the most out of it. Grand when we have a smaller telly, you can easier get in and out. But yeah, I'm just not sure which one would work best. Oh. That's the feeding done, that's the pushing in done, so that end of it is fine. So next up is I'm going to drive around the farm and gather up rubbish to put into the skip. There's a couple of small bits, it's not too bad. So yeah, today's just kind of, we have the main work done, so now it's just go around, tidy up. I'll wash out the cattle trailers and that, and just tidy, and that's really it. Yeah, on the higher end of things, we're quiet. It's that time of the year. All the work is done, bar we have to pull a lock a beat. There might be one or two more jogs of dung to go out, but it's all done. So we're kind of, you know, on the wind down now. Once the pumpkin patch is over, that's when it's really just feed the cattle and bed and scrape, and that's it. Workshop time then. Anyways, go stick it on time lapse there. We're going to fly around the yard, gather up a lot of loose rubbish that's around. Go around with the pallet forks, gather up a lot of the loose pallets that are everywhere, and just start stacking and tidying and sorting. So yeah, we'll get to it. That is the rubbish that I've gathered off the yard. So a nice bit tidied up just along there, along where the tyres were, stuff that was under the barrier there, and just stuff from all over the yard. So we'll pick this into the skip. I have one more spot to go where Bro dumped stuff that I have to tidy up, so he didn't know what he was asked. And then I have to start moving pallets around. But we'll still clean out the shed, and I'll just pile it up in the dung pit, and I'll get it out then the next day. It'll not be as big a job then the next day. So it is double handling, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I won't go spreading dung in the dark, but anyways, that's it. We'll go tidy up Eric's wee bit, and yeah, try and get on to clean out. Put on the adapter now, just to move the elephant's trunk, so that I can get at the pallets just behind it. So just gather up all that loose timber and pallets that are floating around the yard. Me a bit to the left, right. No, fall up, no. Now we have it. So we picked the adapter up in Johnston's. Seen they had it at the ploughing, and called into them there last week. They had one in stock. Bought it there and then brought it home. Happy days. No waiting for it. Just handy now. So we have no bale spikes for this yet, but we aren't kind of still up for debate. But with this, we can put on the double bale spike there, and I can move bales. We'll all go bedding or do anything with bales. That's how we've been doing it so far. Whether we buy one or not, I don't know. Now, we still have George's elephant trunk here. We're thinking of buying one. So one nice things about this though is the reach. You can definitely see it when you're trying to get bales out of the shed. Super job. There we go. Now we got it. Like, so this would work quite well, I think, if we did buy an elephant trunk. That with the adapter we could have it for the tractor and loader, or could have it for the teleporter, which I think would work very, very handy for us. Yeah, leave it down beside the sprayer. So yeah, no, I'm well happy with the adapter now. Oh, happy days. Right, we'll put on the pallet forks and we'll move a lot of pallets. Good start, mate. Tidying. So we have all the loose pallets moved. I have a small bit of scrap to gather up at the corner where we do the washing. That area is tidied. I have a drinker and a couple of drums that are used for getting diesel to move. And I have a pretty damn good start made at just tidying up loose stuff that's lying around the place. There's not too much more, but now I'm going to show you my favourite thing about this teleporter. To do that, I'll move you here. And bear with me now. Hopefully it'll focus. Yeah. And hopefully the sun is very blinding. This is my favourite thing, the hitch. The hitch is bloody awesome. Yeah, you can see just as much as I can. I can just about make out the mirror. There's a mirror on it there, so I can see the hitch. I just want to move the cattle trailer out of where it is now. I'll move it into the dung pit. Oh, now I can't even see what I'm doing. Oh, with the cattle trailer hooked up, by far my best feature of this teleporter, how much more useful it is to be able to move stuff around the yard like this is mind-blowing. I could be a trick above my best to get around this corner with the loader taken off where it is. We'll see. I might just switch to two-wheel steer now to try and get myself out of this. So to get into two-wheel steer effectively, you just have to left and right it. No, that is not going to work. I think I may have it. I don't have it. I have an audience. The audience is here after the pumpkin patch. In my hand with a few livestock. I'm making my use of my 4-wheel and 2-wheel steer to navigate this out. I think I have it this time. And we're free! Till I go around the next corner and get caught. Oh, as I was trying to say, after trying to navigate this round for the last 20 minutes, this is quite long than anything else. Just want to put back into the dung pit. So one thing you'll notice with the 520, the small teleporter bucket, is bowed in the middle. The reason for that is we used to try and move stuff with the bucket, or we'd use one of the you know what you call it, tongues to move stuff, but we bent the bucket moving stuff. So having a pickup on this is incredibly handy. My lever, drop her down. That is my favourite thing about it. It's going to be amazing when it comes to moving straw or bales off the field, because I can move it with me, and not alone that, but also has two services. Well, one service of push and a pull, 2 valves, so that also amazing. So anyways, a pair of women are looking at me talking, so we better go keep them sorted and yeah, keep them happy. Yes, it's now dark. We had to go and give Liv a hand and whatnot, and had tea, and now it's dark. And we're just going to clean out the bulls. Last job of the day. I was hoping I'd get maybe a bit more done, but yeah, can't always win. So this is going to be a trick above my best. Yeah. I think I'm going to have to go at this from a different angle. This is going to be tight. I'm able to clean this shed out with the Massey 50. So I thought I'd be able to get it done with this, but yeah, I think I might rearrange my gates and go at it from the other angle. I'm not going to do this 90-degree turn here. I don't think. I'm just too long. But yeah, this is the last job. Anyways, I go swing gates round. I think if I go from the other angle and down, I should be much better off. I'm just too long, I think. Might be one of them things maybe when you get really used to the machine, I get good at it, but I think it could be a trick above my best for now, because I really do not want to be tearing mud guards and lights and mirrors off it long. So all we're doing is cleaning out the passageway at the shed. So this shed and the bottom shed both have passageway which has to be cleaned out every week or 10 days or that. So we have our bullocks in here, they'll be going back out to grass. So they're just on silage ration, and we're bedding it with bean straw. Make sure I'm alright on height, and I think I am. I don't think my okay. So I'm actually not too bad. I thought it would be maybe a bit tighter. I have about about 2 foot. Yeah, I have about 2 foot to spare there. So that's not too bad. So I think there's as much of it as silage just falling in through the barrier as anything else. You know, we get cleaned out anyways. The way I always look at jobs like this, when you're kind of in hand, you do another bit or do you not, is when I take an extra hour today, it saves me an hour tomorrow. So that's the way I always look at it. I think all I wanted to do done today, I was hoping I might get some barley rolled, but I would never. I think the plan is to put this out where the heifers came off. And yeah, Michael spread everything that was in the pit onto tillage ground that we're putting a cover crop onto. Well, there was a small bit over, and then there's this bit as well, and maybe a little bit once we get the yard scraped down. There'll probably be another bucket or so. We'll see how we go on now as we keep at it. We'll stick it on the time lapse. But yeah, we're getting it done. Just take my time and don't break it. And lads will be back in soon enough. Soon she won't be waiting anymore. Bound away, bound away, yeah. Sailing to the dawn of the day. Just have bale of straw of the bullocks cleaned out, bedded back in. Last job now, throwing up this bale of beans into the heifers there. And the heifers will be sound for tonight, and that'll conclude today's rooting from the yard. Cracking trailers there is giving a wash off. So I'm going to throw this here. So I'm hoping I should be able to just roll it off with it up in the air. That's the theory anyways. So if you're wondering, straw blower, why am I not using that? Well, it's in the shed there beside them. But as you may have seen in the background, the 2725 is on the grass harrow. So on cover crops, and when we get the last of the cover crops in, they'll go on to the straw blower. So for now, it's manual. Trim the bale, toss out the bale. It's a hell of a lot easier than the other one. Or when you had to make sure you flicked it to get in far enough. I'll go into them there and we'll give the bale a wee toss out. Oh. Yeah, that's us finished for today. And that's it. I'm also in my JCB overalls. But yeah, that's the day's rooting finished with the telly. Well, it's just never ending, everything that has to be done. But yeah, things are quieter now. Just kind of waiting to get going at beat again. And maybe a jog or two of dung. That's really it. Just tidying up and get ready for the rest of the cattle to come in. So try to get slats on, finish the slats on the new shed, and then get the next bay cleared beside the heifers, as we'll probably put bull weanlings in there, I think. So we're going to put the heifers, are going back out onto a new farm. But we'll go by sorting to doing that. But anyways, tell you Porter, 2 weeks on the job, love it. Big getting used to just in the size of it. Some spaces you can go, some spaces you can't. But that's why we kept the other girl. She's back home now. Father Phil got the beans dried just there this evening. So I went before tea, brought back the low loader with the telly, so I'll be pushing in the morning and all that. Oh, that's the wrong lights. Anyways, we're going to leave it at that for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, please like and subscribe to the channel. Videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday. That's it from me. Good luck.